Awesome. All right, folks, let's get started. Uh, Again, thank you so much for joining into this session of the Nanda Hackathon. Uh, the theme for today is building and deploying your agents and services on Nanda via the Nanda quilt of registries. So let's get started quickly without any further ado. Think of the registry as just a mode to find other agentic entities and establish that very first handshake. So the way today will flow is I'll start with about a 5 to 10 minute overview of Nanda, the Nanda quilt of registries, and what we are building here as part of Project Nanda. And then I will hand over to my colleagues, Ayush and Maria, who will be guiding you through the hack today, where you will be where they'll walk you through various different parts and various different services built on top of the Nanda registry, the Nanda quilt of registries, and how you can uh, how you can build some cool stuff on top of it. And the goal from today is hopefully to have you actually have stuff deployed on the Nanda quilt of registries and talk with it, play with it, and see how the thing works in action. Awesome. So without any further ado, let's get started. For those of you who are new as part of this group, Nanda stands for Networked AI Agents in a Decentralized Architecture. In plain terms, we here as part of Project Nanda are trying to build the Internet of AI agents. Imagine as we move towards a future of billions, maybe even trillions of AI agents out there. These can be personal agents, organizational agents, commercial agents, all sort of distributed, uh, decentralized, almost like imagine the web as it stands today, but if each web page was intelligent, was an AI agent. We would have to build technologies, tools, and services that can allow them to communicate, navigate, socialize, learn, earn, and transact on each other's behalf. This is what we're trying to build as part of the Nanda Internet of AI Agents project. One of the core components of this Nanda project is what we call the Nanda quilt of registries. This registry is a core avenue for identity, identifiability, and discoverability as part of this uh, Internet of AI agents. Today, very similar to how DNS works, this registry is decentralized, distributed, and governed by neutral academic institutions around the world. Uh, and the goal of this registry, as I mentioned, is to allow for all AI agents in this distributed Internet of AI agents to be discoverable, identifiable, and indexable, and to be able to build various services, tools, and applications on top of this Internet of AI agents. Uh, my colleagues Aish and Maria will be talking to you a lot more in detail about this registry moving forward, but suffice to say, Nanda is an effort which is built collaboratively across several organizations, institutions together. And before I hand over to my colleagues to talk about what we'll be doing today, a very, very quick primer on what this Nanda quilt of registries look like. Uh, this Nanda registry is built for scale and rapid growth and to accommodate all of these specific aspects and applications that are very, very critical for AI agents and the Internet of AI agents. Our Nanda registry is a layered architecture. It has three layers, but we'll talk about two critical layers today. The first is a lean Nanda registry, which is a very lean, very scalable, and low churn registry that only contains important information about all of these AI agents that exist out there. And the second is what we call agent facts. Uh, you must have, if you are familiar with A2A from Google, you must have heard of agent card. Think of agent facts as a generalization of agent card, but with a lot more critical aspects that we think are necessary for AI agents to be able to interact, discover, talk with each other. So The Nanda registry or the Nanda quilt of registries contains very, very critical specific information, which does not change very fast, whereas the agent facts is decentralized, distributed. Each agent controls its own agent facts, and it can have a lot more specific, detailed, fine-grained information such as capabilities, endpoints, uh, governance, trust, auditing, all of these things that we think are very, very critical for the web of AI agents. Then we think of this Nanda lean registry, as we call it, this registry quilt, as just that. It's a quilt of all of these uh, industrial registries, agentic registries, service registries that form a part of what we call this web of AI agents. There are several different ways in which AI agents can manifest on this quilt of registries. They can be directly registered as part of the Nanda registry, which Ayush and Maria will talk about later as part of what we call the Nanda chat app. They can be part of enterprise registries. So other registries like company registries or registries for MCP servers or NL web tools or Web3 agent registries and so on and so forth, which again, Ayush and Maria will talk about in terms of MCP registries. The Nanda registry allows for these registries to be present on the Nanda quilt and therefore be indexable. And agents on these registries may be governed by third-party entities like Salesforce or other companies, but they may also be present on the Nanda registry directly so that they are easier to index, easier to discover, and build algorithms on top of. Before I hand over to my colleagues Ayush and Maria, uh, this Nanda registry, this Nanda quilt of registries allows for a range of different types of agents, tools, and services to be built, registered as part of any of these quilt of registries, and be identifiable. So imagine that this registry is an index of all the agents that exist out there. And think of the registry as just a mode to find other agentic entities and establish that very first handshake. Once you have established that handshake, once you know who you want to talk to, you don't need to touch the registry again. All you need to do is directly talk to the person you want to talk to with whatever protocol that you two entities have agreed upon without actually having to go via the registry once again. We think of all the agentic, at least more of the important agentic entities as part of the Nanda quilt of registries in three categories. First are context agents. Think of these as sort of your MCP services, your NL web services that are providing informative context to your agents. For example, calendar, inventory, analytics, many other things. The second are communication agents. So once your agentic entities actually need to talk to other agents, they will talk to other agents via some communication protocol. It can be A2A, it can be a third-party protocol, it can be ACP, ANP, all of these existing protocols that exist out there. You can use whatever protocol you want, but you have to have these agents communicate with each other. This involves pieces like indexing via registry, establishing the handshake, and then agreeing upon a communication protocol. The fourth are client agents. These are interfaced via LLMs such as Claude or ChatGPT, and you actually ask them questions, such as over here. You can ask a client agent a question such as, oh, reach out to Moon Bakery and ask them a question whether I can have my usual birthday cake for my daughter's birthday. You can also have your own personal agent, and this personal agent can of course be registered via the Nanda registry, and you can ask this agent question about yourself. What do my tax returns look like for the past year? What is my uh, next health appointment? Stuff like this. So you can have client agents talking with each other. You can have context agents talking with each other. For example, the bakery agent, in response to being asked to create a cake, can ask its own inventory context agent, which is also handshaked and discovered via Nanda to check out what ingredients that bakery agent has. Of course, the Nanda registry also allows for access control. So you can have your agents orchestrate and interact via the Nanda registry, but they need not be publicly visible. They can have access controls in terms of who talks with each other. Anyways, so this is a brief description of the Nanda registry, how it's a quilt of registries that various entities can participate via. You can register your agents directly via Nanda, or you can index them via third-party entities. And this is a very, very brief overview of how this registry can be thought of as a mode of handshake to enable various applications on top of it.